We're going to talk about 7 altcoins that I believe are still undervalued and not yet pumped. These could, though, quite aggressively. So hi everyone, welcome to the channel. If you are new, make sure you've subscribed, slap the bell button, give the like button a good old smash, and leave a comment. Also, check out the links below, follow me on socials, probably get more information there as well. So, me and my big mouth, I talk about coins all the time, things happen, oops. I look at certain things, I don't know what I look at versus other people, but we're going to look at essentially BTC dominance and BTC pairs for this video. So if you're new to me, I might confuse you, I do apologize. So make sure you do follow me on socials and watch my pinned tweet about Satoshi values and dominance, but I will go over it briefly in this video. So, first thing I want to talk about is obviously dominance, right? So when we talk about this, I believe we are going to go down to 52% at least, providing we break 57%, which I think we are pretty much going to. Now, I use TradingView numbers, not the coin market cap numbers, so just be careful. And this video here is 7 coins I feel are undervalued, but by the way, these are kind of obvious picks based off higher cap coins, where we could argue maybe safer in terms of investment opportunities. Obviously not financial advice here, but instead of looking at some YouTubers that go onto these random pre-sales and these random coins that they get paid to shill, we're going to talk about the obvious coins that are kind of big and they don't need influencer marketing to push them for obvious reasons, right? We're going to talk about those because the technicals look good. Now, fingers crossed, 57 breaks. Now, this morning on my Learning Crypto portal, by the way, check it out if you are interested, monthly subscription, link below. Whole new dynamic here for my company, but I talked about this morning for these guys, right? In terms of where I believe this is going to drop. This is an extension of a fib. It also has confluence with time. Time, levels, support, resistance, demand, supply, all kinds of interesting, good stuff. What am I doing with my hand? I don't know. So it has confluence with those levels. Now, this is always market sentiment, but this is going to try and show you why this happens. Now, if Bitcoin is less dominant versus the altcoins, this is going to go down. Vice versa. You get the picture, right? It's easy. When we talk about altcoins, though, a lot of the time, Bitcoin is more dominant than altcoins. It's kind of the game, really. That's a king. Currently, Bitcoin is steady. It's slow. It's actually correcting a little bit. 1% drops here and there. Not too bad. But some altcoins are going well. So we are going to talk about 7 coins that I feel undervalued. I'm going to start right now, I suppose. Why not? So the first one is the obvious one. It's number 2 on the list. Number 2. What is it? Well, it's Ethereum, right? Reason being, it's still in a very, very low zone. So we're on the 3-day chart here. This was on the previous altcoin kind of push, the DeFi boom. We've still got a long way to go. But if I actually zoom out, it actually gets even more aggressive. If I actually go to a weekly time frame, you'll probably notice it even more. There you go. So we're down here. It has been up here in the past. We're talking yesteryear, 2018, the last bull run ending, whatever, bear market starting, commence, whatever. So when we talk about the fact that Bitcoin is currently 57k, Ethereum was worth a lot more when Bitcoin was obviously about 20k, 19k, drops from there and into the doldrums again, right? So if we're talking about parabolic run and there is an aggressive drop in that altcoin kind of, dynamic with Bitcoin dominance, it's going to be interesting to see what happens. And we'll talk about the total to chart in a minute. But when I look at this and think, wow, this looks undervalued, right? We have got a trend formation. And what could happen next, in my honest, humble opinion, is I think we're going to go in and around where this 52,000 Satoshi level is. That's a decent gain. Now, when we start talking about dynamic here, yes, people will be like, it's not much of a gain. But realistically, a 47% gain on your BTC in the Ethereum pair is pretty big, and it will move the market. It will massively move the market because it's the highest cap coin. That's going to create a spike wave, essentially, or a bit of a supply shock in altcoins to go, oh my God, altcoins are really bullish. I want altcoins. FOMO, 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 boom. And you get celebrities pumping your bags again, which is great fun. So when we start talking about that, That's important. If we are adding another 40% on top of the Ethereum price, well, it's a decent chunk. We'll be looking towards $3,000 easily, very, very easily. And people are like, oh, hello, take notice. Ethereum, whoa, I want Ethereum now. I want to buy all the Ethereum tokens I want. Boom. Yeah, you see what happens. It goes pretty crazy. Now, the next one. The next one is, I know it's pumping today, but XRP. I don't even have to explain to you guys how undervalued that looks in the BTC pair. It was $3.30 when Bitcoin was 19k, give or take. Actually, no, it was when Bitcoin retraced. It was when Bitcoin was about 13k, give or take. So it's been a lot higher in terms of value. Now, yes, there's a lawsuit. Yes, there's issues. Yes, it's not the greatest vehicle of all time. But if we're here for the money, boys and girls, you may want to look at this as an undervalued asset. In my opinion, I think, yes, it's a really big gamble with the lawsuit, but at the end of the day, this is really low in terms of Satoshi value. It doesn't have to take much to work out the fact of where this has been and where it has been. But I know people that were buying this like 700 sats. I nearly did it myself, but I just couldn't do it. I just couldn't do it. I got scared. So yeah, it's pretty interesting. So when we start talking about this as a level, right, we're talking about undervalued gains here. If this crosses over the weekly moving average 21, which could happen very, very soon, and stay above it for a while, it could get very, very interesting, right? Yeah, feel free if you want to save this clip and just bring it back to me. We'll see what happens. But if we're looking for a little bit of a gainage, and we're going to go up to that level here, this December 2018, right? This was in the bear market. That's like a 7x gain. If you got one BTC at work there, easy maths, I know. It's a good little chunk of money that you're going to get an extra 6 BTC, 7 BTC on top of what you put in. Not bad. So yeah, what could happen to the price there? Well, if Bitcoin stays the same price and it goes over 7x, we could be looking at a $5 XRP, which sounds absolutely crazy, I know. But don't forget the fact that BTC, USD runs with the altcoins in terms of valuation. So if Bitcoin stays steady or even higher, it could be even more than that. Sounds crazy, that. I know, sounds crazy, but hey, $5 XRP could be coming up very, very soon if that happens. Got to remember, corrections happen. People will retrace those losses, and it has been a lot higher. It has been, look, it's been a lot higher. I've gone from the conservative point here. So there you go. Enough of XRP for today. Next one, another obvious one in the top 10 as well, just about in the top 10, is Chainlink. Do I need to spell that one out as well? That is still undervalued. Yes, oracles are interesting. It has started to form a uptrend here. It may well get interesting. It's still got a way away from the EMA 21 to get up to, but we'll see what happens next. Potentially, though, if we are looking at chart and analysis, we could be looking at this level. Now, this is perfectly on the 786 here, as you can kind of allude to. Bang, in and around it. May well pop up. But this is still, doesn't look like much though, does it? But it is actually quite a decent gain. If it does go up to that point, even there, pretty decent. That's a 100% gain. But it could actually go and way beyond and trump it on that one. Maybe a 2-3x potentially on Chainlink, which current price levels could be seen about $100 potentially in the course of this bull market, which isn't too bad, but I still believe this is undervalued. Certainly something to look at. Certainly something to look at. And I think a lot of people who actually own and have Chainlink are getting a little bit frustrated, but it's always that thing. When you jump off the train, it'll probably run off without you. So just be careful. The next one, a little bit, maybe not so much obvious, but basic attention token. Now, I feel this is undervalued. We look at this chart analysis here. We've been a lot lower. We're starting to pick up. We're above the moving average 21 now. Probably going to retrace a little bit, but in my opinion, this has been a lot higher, as you can kind of allude to. It doesn't look like much, does it? But when you start looking at that top, that's like a 300% gain, potentially even higher. More and more use case, more and more people are using the basic attention token right now. They've also got more exciting things coming in terms of their own exchange, essentially, their own DEX, which is pretty good, so they don't have to use centralized systems. But when we talk about usage and that, or how many people are using the network, how much is it worth? Well, more and more people using that basic attention token, the more it's going to be valued, which is kind of important. So I think basic attention token at $1.16, pretty decent. Yes, it looks like it. The reason why this is like this, by the way, I know people are like, oh, but it's simply because the BTC price is so high. That's all it is. But when you look at the BTC pair, It's a lot lower. So there's definitely, in my opinion, room to grow. Now, not every token looks like this. A lot of coins are like the absolute chalk and cheese. One, if it looks like this on the BTC pair, it looks bad. Probably looking undervalued. However, if you're looking at the ones where they're both the same, they're probably already run. The likes of Theta, for example, is a good option there in terms of what is already run. Next one, and the most obvious one that we do need to talk about, is Atom. Atom is pretty crazy when you start looking at it. And again, I'll try and whiz through these as quickly as I can, so I don't keep you too long. But when you look at the BTC pair of Atom, again, it's been a lot higher, and it doesn't look like much, but when you start doing the maths on it, they are pretty crazy. And again, Atom, it has been a lot higher in the previous alt season, so make sure you keep an eye on it. 100% move potentially could be on the offing there very, very easily. Another one to look at, again, whizzing through, is IOTA. Do I need to even spell that one out? This has got a long way to retrace. Don't know much about the fundamentals of the developments, but older coin may well get some very, very good interest. Again, monster move could be up on the offing here. Huge. Who knows? Maybe a 900% move. We'll see. Crazier things have happened in crypto. And lastly, I've not talked about this one for a while, but UTrust. I'll get a better chart for this one. UTK. Reason being, it's been on other exchanges. And again, loads of developments coming out, loads of use case, and it has been a lot higher. And as you can kind of allude to on the previous levels, it could easily carry on going and go even higher. So there you go. 7 coins. Hope you caught them. I think they're interesting. I think they're undervalued. But as I kind of alluded to before, don't look for coins like Theta where the BTC pair looks like that and the USD pair looks like that. You want to look for the ones that the BTC pair is low. If that dominance breaks down, as I alluded to at the start of the video, well, they're going to shoot. And those undervalued coins are going to look pretty tasty, even if Bitcoin stays stable or drops in price. So be careful. Anyways, see you later. Bye-bye.